Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make animated progress bars in Verse. And to do this, I'm going to be using our custom health code that we made in a separate video. The link will be in the description as a foundation to then add on to. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. But first, let me take a moment to tell you about Map Academy. Let's be honest, making Fortnite maps can be a little overwhelming, especially when making all of the complicated mechanics that are becoming more and more prominent in popular maps. But what if you could actually skip the hard parts and focus on the things that you want to do? Well, actually, you can. And that's what Map Academy allows you to do. Map Academy gives you easy to use scripts and assets to handle the heavy work. No more endless coding or troubleshooting, just simple tools that you can use to bring your ideas to life. Plus, you'll join a community of developers, get ongoing support, and receive fresh content every month. Whether you're someone who is just starting out, someone who has already published a few maps or wants to take your maps to the next level, or even a studio owner who understands the value in prepackaged content when cutting development time and costs, Map Academy is designed to boost your success. So stop wasting time and start creating amazing maps today. Check out Map Academy in the link below and get back to doing what you love. Now, let's jump back into the tutorial. In our custom health project, let's go ahead and open our Verse file. So what we want to do is create a stack box where we move a different invisible widget, we scale it in order to affect the visible widget that we're going to use. So that might be a little confusing. What can help is if you actually go into our test widget and create it so that you can actually visualize what we're going to create and what's going to happen. So in our widget here, I'm going to drag a stack box onto the screen. Because this is a horizontal bar, you want the orientation to be horizontal. I'm going to change the anchors to the bottom left, closer to my bars, and then I'm actually going to select the position of one of my bars. So I'll just go ahead and shift right click to copy the entire canvas slot and paste it onto this slot. Now I want to actually add this image onto the stack box, and you can see that did affect it. So let's go ahead and recopy the position, and this image is going to be what shows the health. So I'm actually just going to change this to green just so it's easier to tell. In this, you want the size to actually fill the entire stack box, and then you can drag another image into the stack box. For some reason, it's resetting. So again, let me just go ahead and repaste that position. And then this new image is the color block that we're going to have that is invisible. Then what we can do with this color block is actually just change the image size like so, and it's going to affect the size of our health. So the higher this is, the smaller our health bar is, all the way until the size X is the same size as our stack box. So if this is 386, you'll see the health bar is now completely gone. So let's go ahead and make that a little smaller. This doesn't automatically animate the UI, but it's the first step that we need to do. So now let's go ahead and actually create this in our Verse code. So let's open up the script, and in our initiate function here where we create our color blocks, we're also going to create our stack boxes. So I'll actually go up here above our health and create a health stack box of type stack box, just like so. And then our orientation, we want to be orientation dot horizontal, and this does not need to be capitalized. There we go. So now we have our stack box for our health bar. Let's go ahead and just do the same thing for our shield bar. And now what we need to do once we've created both of our stack boxes is add our color blocks to these stack boxes. We don't need to do our background bar. That can remain the same, but we do want to do our actual health bar. So let's go ahead and add these widgets. So we'll say health stack box dot add widget, and then we need to add a stack box slot. So I'll write stack box slot, and if we control click on this, if it'll let us, yep, we have a widget, and then we have a horizontal and vertical alignment, padding, and a distribution. So first, let's go ahead and just add the widget because we know what that's going to be, which is our health bar. And then to know what we want for the other values, our horizontal and vertical alignment are both going to be fill. So let's go ahead and do that by writing horizontal alignment is equal to, and then we can actually go and look, it's a horizontal alignment dot, and then you can actually, if you look here, it'll tell you what we can write. So we want fill. Then we just want to do the same thing for the vertical alignment. So vertical alignment is equal to vertical underscore alignment, again, dot fill. And then if we go back to our widget, the health bar we see is set to fill here as well in the size. The equivalent to that, whenever you're adding a stack box, is actually going to be the distribution, and you want it set to 1.0. So we'll say distribution, that's how you spell it, I'm pretty sure it's a B, is equal to option 1.0. The reason that we're using an option 1.0 here is because it is an optional flow. So that's how you would write it. And just like that, we've added the health stack box. No, we've added the health bar to the stack box, but we also need the invisible widget. So first, let's create that widget by going here, and I'm going to call this our health filler, and it's going to be of type color block. The color does not matter, but what does matter is the default opacity, which we want to set to 0.0. Now we want to actually add that to the stack box the same as we did this one. So let's go ahead and add it. We'll add the widget as the health filler. If we go back to our widget, the horizontal and vertical alignment are the same, but this is not set to fill. So you actually don't even write anything as distribution. You can just remove it completely. And just like that, we've added our widgets that we need to this stack box. We do need to do the same for our shield. So let's go ahead and do that. We will copy our filler widget down here and rename it to our shield filler. And then I'm going to copy both of these widgets, go down here, add them, except for change health stack box to shield stack box. There we go. And then change the health bar to shield bar and the health filler to shield filler. And now we've done the same thing for our shield stack box. What we next need to go down here and do is replace where we added our health bar and our shield bar with the health stack box and the shield stack box. So simply copy and paste the names and replace them. Again, you want to leave the background bars alone. Nothing needs to be changed with those. But now we don't want to actually resize our health stack box down here whenever we're changing the sizes. So to change that, we can actually just go ahead and remove all of that right here. Instead, what we want to do is change the filler widget's desired size. So to do that, when we go down here and actually send the health bar and the shield bar, we don't need to do that anymore. Instead, what we need to do is send the health filler and the shield filler. And then let's go ahead and change the names down here as well so that we don't get confused. So now that we have the HP and the shield filler blocks in this function, we can set the desired size. So to do that, you'll write HP filler dot set desired size, and then you set it to a vector 2 where the X is going to be equal to our new HP value. And our Y doesn't actually matter because it's set to fill, so we'll just set that equal to 0. Then we just do the exact same thing for the shield filler. So add that, except we don't want to set it to the HP value. We want to set it to the shield value. There is one issue with this, and that's actually if we go back to our widget blueprint, we kind of have it opposite. So if the X value is higher, so if it's at 100%, the bar is going to be at 0%, which is not what we want. So let's go back to our reverse code, and we need to reverse this. So to do this, what we want to do is actually just subtract the total from whatever our new value is. So here we'll write 386 minus our whatever the percentage is, and then the same thing applies right here. So now, for example, let's say our X value before was 300. Instead of being here, it's going to be the total, which is 380-ish, minus 300, which is going to be 80, which actually gives the proper amount. So it just kind of inverses the value that we have here. And just like that, now if we go ahead and save this and then launch a session, you can see it should work the exact same as it did before, except now we're using stack boxes. All right, so now in game, if we go ahead and check by taking damage, so yeah, as you can see, works the exact same way as before, where the only difference is that we're just using a different method. But that's not animation. So now that we've done the first step wired, let's go ahead and make animations for this amount. All right, so the easiest way to make these animations is first we need to actually create custom variables for each player that are going to hold the health and shield in it. So to do that, go ahead and go down here under this track player, and I'll make this our custom health variable, and it's going to be of type float, and then we actually want to initialize it with our player's health just so it starts as our player's health, and then then the same thing for our shield, but we don't. And don't forget to change this here. So now what we want to do is make another loop that's going to constantly update these values to be the player's current health and shield, except for we want to do it over time, so not instantly. So we'll make a new block here in our race and make a loop, and we want to sleep for 0.0 seconds at first. All right, so now in this loop, we want to check if our custom health is greater than our player's current health. So if our custom health is greater than the player's health, then we actually want to set custom health minus equal to 1.0. 1.0 is just going to be the kind of the rate of change for our health bar. You can increase this to make this faster or decrease it to make it slower. It is important that it should fit into your maximum health as well as your HP value. So it should be able to be divided into that number evenly. The next thing that we need to account for is if the custom health is actually less than the player's current health, and if so, guessed it, we actually want to increase the custom, and then we can make another else statement if the custom health is equal to the player's health, but we don't actually want to do anything if that's the case, so we just won't even add anything here. The next thing we want to do is just replicate this except for the shield. So let's go ahead and copy all of that except for change the values of custom health to custom shield and get health to get shield, like so. And just like that, our custom health is now going to follow our character's actual health, but not update instantly. It's going to update slowly over time. So now all we need to do is go down into our function where it's updating the player's health to an amount, and instead of getting the player's current health and shield like this, we'll just use the custom health as well as the custom shield, and boom, just like that. Let's go ahead and go back into our game, hit verse, build verse code, and push verse changes, and then test it out. So now in game, if I go over here and I take damage, you can see the bar is now actually animated instead of just jumping straight to the value that my health is at. Then if I wait a second for my health to recharge, you can see it update kind of the same because it's already updating so slow. But if I go ahead and take a bit more damage to the point where I lose my health, you can see it works the exact same and the bar is now actually animated. And yeah, that's about everything that you need to know to be able to make animated health bar animations, or just progress bar animations in general. This mechanic can have lots of different applications, whether it's a level system or a rank system, PC loading bar. There's a lot of different things you can do with this mechanic that can be very helpful. Anyways, if you found this video helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe. It helps me a lot trying to become the #1 Map Academy channel on YouTube, and we still have a ways to go. So please, it just takes a moment of your time. Also, don't forget to check out Map Academy, which is going to be in the description below. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.